Tabor. Tabor never changes. Well, actually, it changes all the time because they're still, trying to finish the game and all that. So, since the last update, when they added a bunch of new shit, they just did a new update as of this morning that added the new fish boss and a few other goodies and pieces here and there. However, I'm still trying to catch up with all the gameplay I've been getting since the last update. And let's see, I've died a bunch of times in Silo. I've died a bunch of times on the island. Got a few GPUs going. Started growing some plants. Trying to figure out how that works. Ghost of Tabor has basically become a job now. It used to just be like, hey, do I want to gain gear or lose gear today? But now it's like, hey, how am I going to keep my gas on so I can keep making weed and crypto? In the meantime, like I said, they just added a new boss, a new area into the nighttime map. They switched their server holder, I guess, whatever. They switched servers, so there's a few things going on in the background right now that are kind of messing things up, but I haven't got a chance to play the newest update yet, nor have I got a chance to catch up with all my footage from before. So I'm just going to squeeze it all in here. It's going to be a bunch of me dying, me killing, maybe me getting a few things that were cool. We've collected two skulls and one purple card so far. We're building up for a Matka Mice skull room, purple card room, maybe double purple card room, depending on how lucky we are. Otherwise, I've been trying to use all the shit that I got from the new wipe. When you have a DLC, you get a bunch of free, well, not free gear, but the DLC gear. And so I've been trying to go through that and clear my walls up so I can even bother with looting, because at this point, I don't have space to store anything that I bring back. So it's been sort of a hassle. But I'll tell you this, the gameplay hasn't changed. It's actually been more fun, even when we're dying and losing. Like, I've been having an overall more fun experience in Ghost of Tabor lately. So for whatever that's worth, it's something, because it's for me, I compare it to, obviously you compare it to Escape from Tarkov gameplay wise, but I compare it for me personally to DayZ and the feelings I get from the games. So as far as the feelings I get from the games, there are similar feelings that I get in this game that, as far as VR goes, I don't get from any other game. But that's pretty much how it is in Ghost of Tabor. It's a lot like DayZ. You win, you lose. Sometimes you win and lose at the same time. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not. But overall, you should be enjoying the game. And for a second there, we were starting to not enjoy the game. It was just getting stale. But the last update actually changed things up a lot. It made it more, like I said, like a job, but it also added a lot more gameplay and reason to play. And with this newest update, I can't wait to hop in and get some more content. But like I said, oh my gosh, I've got 2 weeks of gameplay videos still to go through. And instead of making a bunch of, one-run videos like I have been, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of mush them all into this one, and then go from there and try to save the long ones for the future. I also am still working on dungeons. I've got a bigger backlog of dungeons than I do of anything else, as well as I have started the special DayZ project I've been wanting to start for a while. I just went ahead, bit the bullet, and started that, and that will either be out already or coming soon, depending on when you're watching this. I have uploaded it as of me recording this. I just have not published it yet. So that's coming. That's a little bit longer form, and it's going to be a little bit more time consuming. So I'm trying to cut down some of my editing, which Ghost of Tabor is fine. It's just I might have to just keep it down to the good stuff. And then dungeons, I'm still working on. Same thing. We got so far ahead that like it's hard to keep making the videos and without just catching up to where we're at and then starting again. So we'll see how that goes. I got to work on some of those. And then the break-in is always going to be part of the lineup when we play it. But the more we play other games, the less we play other games. And since Ghost of Tabor has been the main thing lately, we haven't had so much break-in time. And then Dungeons is pretty much like Ghost. It's a pretty regular affair. So, but lately it's been just Ghost, Ghost, Ghost. And we've been grinding for GPUs, grinding for other things. We obviously could play better. There are plenty of people out there making videos where they're so far ahead of us, it's ridiculous. But for two guys who, if we're lucky, we get to play for 2 hours at a time, maybe 4 nights a week, maybe more, and we both have multiple GPUs, we have 2 skulls, we have a purple card, you know, we've got stuff to show for it. We're just not very far ahead, you know what I mean? And it always depends on if you're dying a lot or if you're winning a lot. The last few sessions we've been coming up a lot, but we've been running naked, and it's hard to lose when you're running naked because you either die and start over or you come up. And so we've been running naked runs for GPUs lately, and either we get it and we get out or we don't. But either way, that's been the majority of our gameplay. We were running a lot of silo, but we started losing a lot of silo, so we switched over to the island to run for GPUs. GPUs will make money over time. Silo is just good for getting the skull and getting, you know, clean raids. The loot in silo seems to be shittier somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but it seems like we're either in there by ourselves and all the loot is crap, or we die. So that's the state of affairs when it comes to Ghost of Tabor, the state of affairs when it comes to me and my channel and my gaming. And I've got some other games that I'm trying to work into the mix. Again, I've oversaturated myself, and although I do have time in my day to be able to play and do all those things, I would have to ignore my fatherly duties, and I just can't bring myself to do that. I never have been able to. Like, I feel bad enough when I do the little bit of work and things I do. So, otherwise I would be streaming a different game every day. But to go back to what it was, it's a game called Trailmakers, which is basically engineering simulator. It's a lot like Kerbal Space Program, which I love. So I love DayZ because I love surviving in an open world where you have to do a lot of realistic shit and the game is trying to kill you, but it's not trying to kill you in a weird programmed way like, oh, these enemies and this boss, but it's like the survival. I like that. I don't like the forest. I don't like green hell. I don't like survival for the sake of survival. There's just something about DayZ that take out the PvP and it's the best game in the world. Add the PvP back in, and I still think it's the best game in the world. It's just annoying because there's a lot of, you know, issues that come with PvP games like this. Otherwise, though, it's just, I love surviving, you know? And there's no other game that does that for me other than DayZ. And in VR, they haven't done it yet. The company that makes Ghost of Tabor, Combat Waffle Studios, they are working on, I believe, at least 2 or 3 more games. And in the same way that they brought Escape from Tarkov into VR and made Ghost of Tabor, they are doing the same thing for Rust, and they're doing the same thing for DayZ. The Rust game is called Grim VR, and it's in like a beta right now, and it looks just like you're playing Rust in VR. So I assume it's going to be identical, just the way this is trying to be identical to Tarkov. And then on top of that, like I said, they're also doing a DayZ one. And I can't wait for that because again, if they do what they did here with Ghost of Tabor, if that's their thing is to make these experiences that are my type of experiences in VR, well then I'm looking forward to it. But I digress. The other thing I love is physics, simulation, science, rockets, all that shit. So I love Kerbal Space Program. I loved making rockets. I love making planes. I love making stuff in that and playing around. I just didn't really make video content on it because I think it's great for streaming. Like if I were to stream it and then have fun with the stream and the chat or just by myself, whatever the case is, and like do it that way, that's fun. But like making a bunch of shit and doing silly stuff, that's for other people. Which there's plenty of content creators out there making really funny content in that realm. However, I love that shit too, and I saw this game called Trailmakers, and I seen it before, but I didn't realize what it was. But it's basically like Kerbal Space Program. I said it was like Kerbal on drugs. It's like not as scientific, but also it's got more like crazy shit, and like it just seems more like a little bit more playing with Legos with a little science involved. And that's on my list, but like it's one of those things like the DayZ thing. I still have Wizard with a Gun. I got to finish that last boss, but it's an endurance battle and I'm not ready to commit to it yet, so I've been putting it off. And then I started the DayZ thing. I got this Trailmakers game. I got all this Ghost of Tabor stuff. Just, oh my gosh, first world problems when it comes to being a gamer, Imagine if I liked other games too. I can't even play half the games I want to play because I just can't, There's so many games out there I would love to dedicate and commit time to, but I can't. Anyway, this went from being about Ghost of Tabor to being about updates to being about all the shit I'm doing to being about 12 minutes long. So I'll just wrap it up today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, interact with shit so I know what to do. Come back. That's what the subscribe button's for. Click the bell so that you know when I'm going live, because I'm not good at like advertising myself. I'm really not good at like sharing shit out or using other platforms like TikTok or Instagram. I use YouTube for everything. I use Twitter when I'm bored and for like my news and reading, and that's about it. I don't use Facebook. I'm only on there now because it's connected to my MetaQuest. Otherwise, I don't use it. I have a Discord, but I don't use that because it's confusing and scary. I don't use Reddit because it's stupid. So basically, it's YouTube or Twitter. That's it. Or PlayStation. That's it. I'm either on a game system or I'm watching YouTube. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Check out all my other stuff. That's what's coming up. That's what I've been doing, and that's what it is. As always, thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye. What was that, honey? Oh yeah. Hey, your mom wants you to subscribe if you could, please. Thank you.